Hey yo, what's good though? Soul here, and welcome back to the story mode. So, as you can see, we're going to be talking a little bit about Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom today, as just the other day, they dropped an overview trailer for us, and it's super cool. It gives us a lot of insight and depth into this world of Hyrule that we're going to be exploring as Zelda, right? And so obviously I'm super excited. I've only made about one video on this specific topic beforehand on the specific game, but do not get it twisted. I am super excited for this game, right? But before we get into anything, I'm sure anybody who's actually subscribed to this channel and watching videos consistently has already noticed that you guys aren't seeing my face right now. And I just didn't feel the need to for this one. I completely almost forgot that it's okay to just want to talk, because that's kind of the point of this channel. On my main channel, you guys don't really see my face as often or anything like that, and that's because it would take just so much longer to get videos out if I were to do that, right? On this channel, I wanted to be able to talk about whatever I wanted, and I wanted to have higher quality videos and stuff like that for you guys, but I kind of lost the plot in which I started talking very specifically about very specific things when I wanted to be able to talk about whatever I want, however I want. And I don't get to do these ramble things here as often as I would like to, because I've become a little bit more formatted. And, I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to make those videos. You guys are still going to see me and everything like that. But I want to be able to do videos like this too, where I just kind of want to just talk about things that we're seeing here, because I am very much looking forward to this game. And while I could absolutely do a traditional video where I am in front of the camera yammering on, I may as well just yammer on. And I've always wanted to be that guy that's kind of in your background, just kind of like, hey, we're buddies, just let's talk about this game that we're both mutually excited for. And I think this is definitely one of those times where I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and do that, right? So you guys are probably going to be seeing this format a little bit more often from me, and this way I can definitely be a little more consistent with how I get videos out to you guys, because I have been pretty inconsistent these last couple of weeks in terms of videos, and I'm sorry about that. But I really felt like I wanted to give you guys some, higher quality videos and stuff like that. But I think these videos could still be pretty fun and in quality if we're just kind of sitting here just shooting the stuff, So anyway, that's enough rambling. I'll definitely put like a little timestamp at the beginning here. But why don't we go ahead and talk about what we've seen from this trailer of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. So right off the bat, they introduce a lot of different things to us, right? They have given us just so many things to just eat up and stuff like that. So many different mechanics, so many different like quality of life things that we haven't really seen in traditional 2D Zelda games before now, and I'm just so excited about that, especially because, all of these unique mechanics are unique to Zelda, and it's just such a game changer, and it makes things so exciting, right? Because I am definitely one who's always been, more excited to like be able to play as her and be able to, get to know her on a more personal level. And we now get to do that with, how she solves these different problems and how she utilizes her ability and stuff like that. And it's just going to be so exciting to utilize all these different abilities, right? And now we're getting a much deeper look into how some of these abilities work, right? And now not only do we have the echo ability, but now we have all these abilities that allow us to manipulate around it, right? So for example, we have this kind of like new mimicked version of the, what is it called, from the hand ability from Tears of the Kingdom, where we basically just grab objects and are able to just move them in tandem with us. And it's literally just the exact same ability from Tears of the Kingdom, but it's not something we've seen before in a 2D Zelda game, and so that's what makes it so fun and unique, especially because now not only can we use it on big items and stuff that sticks out, but we can also utilize it on enemies as well as our own echoes. So it's really cool to see how we're going to be able to utilize and solve puzzles with this new ability, right? And that's super exciting. I believe it's called the Bond ability. I'm looking at the screen as things are going, so I'm definitely going to be a little unorganized with this little conversation here. I'm sorry about that, but that's again kind of what I want to do here. But yeah, for example, like you could see how she climbed up the wall with the spider. That's just so So cool. I'm so very much looking forward to being able to utilize this ability to solve things in many different ways, because knowing them and how they crafted the world of, the Wild of the Era world, they want to be able to give that feeling. It's very clear that they want to offer that same feeling to 2D Zelda players now as well, right? This is going to be the game that if you weren't really a crazy hyper fan of, 2D Zelda or top-down Zelda, this is going to be the one that definitely gets you interested in it. Again, I don't really know to what extent they're going to give us like freedom. It's probably not going to be to the exact same extent as, 3D Zelda right now with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but it is going to be something very close, especially because they are introducing a lot of aspects from the 3D Zelda games of modern times to this 2D Zelda format. So I'm looking forward to whatever they give us, right? And then, there's just the fact that they're introducing things like the River Zora and the Sea Zora, which is definitely something that I didn't really think too hard about when I was getting into the Zelda franchise. I was like, wow, okay, well, the Zoras definitely look improved, or I wasn't sure, right? I didn't think of them as two different species. I thought of the Zora as the Zora, and because Zelda always had this like unique, like familiar but shared universe amongst each game, I just figured, oh well, just like Link and Zelda and Ganon, there's gonna be different versions of them, and so in turn there's gonna be different versions of Gerudo or Goron or Zora or whatever. And this game is going out of its way to say like, no, they both exist in this realm. They're just completely separate entities, but they are kind of living together. We don't know yet what the situation is. They clearly have a problem in amongst themselves, as the Sea Zora is pissed for whatever reason. We don't know what is going on there, but we'll figure it out when we get there. But that's definitely something I'm excited to see. That's just like a fun little world building thing that I just never really considered in terms of Zelda's universe. So that's really exciting. And then we're getting a much better look at what the Gorons are like as well in this game. And that's something very strange, because I think from my knowledge of the Zelda games that I have played, the only Gorons that I remember in the top-down Zelda games are from the Minish Cap. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure they're in other places as well, but I only remember them in Minish Cap, and they did not play that big of a role in that game, so they were just kind of around, and that's fine. I like the Gorons as a concept. I love the Gorons, they're adorable, but I just, even like now, they're even more adorable in this 2D format, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know these Gorons here, right? But most of all, like the most like strange thing to me, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't recall Deku Scrubs being in any other game other than Majora's Mask. So seeing them, fleshed out here, brought to light, having their own little civilization and being able to do things around the world as merchants or whatever they're doing is so absolutely exciting to me. That's just, I love it so much. I'm very much looking forward to getting to know these little guys. They're so cute. Goodness me. And I love Majora's Masks. But either way, but another thing that I'm looking at now on the screen that you're probably just looking at right now is the introduction to horses as well. And that's crazy to me that I never considered the fact that they never introduced horses in the 2D Zelda games, and they look like toys. I'm so excited, right? And that's one of the things that leads me to believe that they really want to take more of that freedom, open-ended approach with the 2D Zelda games, is the fact that they're introducing stuff like fast travel and things like horses to be able to speed the game up a little bit, because you're going to be roaming around a lot. They expect you to be moving around in this world a lot, so of course, naturally, they're going to introduce something like horses as your vehicle to get around, and that's super exciting. On top of that, they're also introducing the possibility to like just change your outfit at any given time utilizing Zelda's arsenal, and that's pretty cool, especially because they introduce like the weather situation in Breath of the Wild, where if it's too cold, you need a specific outfit to combat that. If it's too hot, same vice versa. And that's really cool. That's really cute. I'm down for that. I mess with it very heavy. They absolutely implied it very early on when Zelda was kind of like sitting there sweating, like, oh my goodness, I need to cool down. Well, obviously, there's an outfit for that, and we absolutely already know what it is because they already showed it to us in this trailer when she swapped outfits into that Vi outfit. I don't know what it's actually called or anything. Obviously, we don't know yet, but that's really cool that they're introducing that mechanic, as well as a more organized side quest mechanic, right? Because if you remember in previous 2D Zelda games, the one that sticks with me the most is Minish Cap. I feel like that's because that one was a little more recent. It's because I watched a playthrough recently, but either way, within Minish Cap, you know, you were just kind of expected to remember like, oh, this person needs a keystone to trade, or oh, this person needs this, or yada yada yada. Whereas in this game, you can see they kind of utilized the 3D mechanic from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where the side quests are literally like labeled for you, like, hey, remember this quest, get to that whenever you feel like it, but here's a way to have it organized so that you can, you know, keep track of the kingdom's problems and solve them as you go. While you're out, maybe take a look and be like, oh yeah, I'm in this area, I can deal with this now. And that's awesome. That's really, really cool. I'm looking forward to utilizing that mechanic and that system so that I can freely take my time, solve problems and cases as they appear, and everything like that. I'm really looking forward to that. One thing I do hope is that we don't fall into the very similar problem that a lot of people had with Tears of the Kingdom, which was the fact that with this basically Ultra Hand-esque ability, we're gonna have way too much freedom, and because of that, it's gonna downplay a lot of mechanics inside of the dungeons that we're obviously going to be exploring this time around. And that scares me a little bit, only because, not because I don't think it could still be fun, but only because I don't want Nintendo to get the wrong idea when people say, oh, this is too easy, this is a problem, like yada yada yada. I know that they usually go their own route anyway when it comes to developing games, and that's one of the reasons why I still respect them so much. However, I don't want them to get the wrong idea in which we get this new Ultra Hand ability thing and they believe that we don't like it because how it's utilized makes things a little too easy. And I just do hope that it doesn't make things too easy. And this is coming from somebody that isn't the greatest at puzzles. I enjoy solving these puzzles, which is why I do enjoy Zelda games to begin with. However, when you give us too much freedom to just break the game and break the system so that we could solve the puzzle in an easier fashion, it definitely does unfortunately take away from that aha moment you get when you finally remember, oh, I need to take this here or do this here or whatever, because it's simplified. And I know this is definitely going to be a game that's specifically meant to introduce newcomers to 2D Zelda games, as well as make it so that old heads like I and you can enjoy the 2D entries as well at this point in time. And I'm looking forward to whatever they give us here. I'm going to definitely enjoy the mechanics to the best of my abilities. I just hope that it doesn't make things too unbearably easy like it did for a lot of people in Tears of the Kingdom. Again, it wasn't that much of a problem for me. I'm not the strongest puzzle solver. I've never claimed to be or anything like that. However, I can definitely see why a lot of people did have issues with the Ultra Hand ability and its overpoweredness in terms of solving puzzles, which is one of the Zelda franchise's mainstays. It's one of the biggest aspects of these games. So I really do hope that in introducing a lot of these mechanics where we could utilize echoes to spawn as many of these creatures and items as we want, to only to use this new Ultra Hand-esque ability to use them to climb up walls or break objects or just move them out the way when we're having an issue with them. I just hope it doesn't backfire. However, they do appear to have a much better handle on it this time around, and especially in a 2D Zelda game, it feels like it could be a lot more controlled this way. So I'm not too necessarily worried about that happening. I just wanted to put that concern out there just in case this does end up becoming something more than it actually is. But I don't really see that happening overall. I think they have a much better handle on it, and they absolutely are fully aware that what happened with Tears was because they gave us a little bit much on the freedom side, but I feel like them introducing it in this way makes it a little bit more controlled, and I really look forward to seeing how this works this time around. So we'll play it by ear. Other than that, though, I think I've said my piece for the most part. This was completely unscripted, absolutely just off the dome talk right here. I did not really plan to do this video today, but I wanted to do a video on this, but I didn't want to do a whole setup for this one. So I guess it just kind of worked out this way, and I kind of want to do more videos in this format where I just kind of chill, just want to vibe with y'all. We'll probably see longer videos in this format as well, because you guys know me, I'm definitely a rambler, and editing is definitely a little bit easier when I can do it this way as well. But again, we'll play it by ear, so we'll see what happens. But either way, I'm passing the mic over to you guys, and I want you guys to tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Do you think that I was onto something here? Did you think that, you know, the Zelda game that we're about to get is going to change 2D Zelda forever, like I'm kind of thinking? Or are you on the opposing side and this game is going to be an absolute mess, you're not really looking forward to it, and these mechanics that they introduced are way too overpowered and you're not looking forward to them at all? Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always going to be down there with you guys. But with that, it does appear to be skedaddle o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do just so. I would like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this here. And with that, I'm gone. So thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time.